Hi, this is Cindy. I'm going to be going over a blowout today. I have tried this in the past and it came out great. However, it's very difficult for me to replicate it. So I'm going to try one more time. I did save a photo of how the paint was laid out on the canvas before I blew it out. So I'm hoping that that will help me with the final results. Now what I need to remember is to go ahead and try to find the center of this canvas. And this is, well, let's see this. This is not foolproof. I think the center is around here. And I see that I did do a white base. So that would be the first color. I'm going to put some white over the entire canvas, and I will use my palette knife to spread that around. I'm a little bit low. I have run out of Floetrol, and I've not had a chance yet to go and pick up another gallon of that. Some of the hardware stores only carry 1 quart or 2 quarts of Floetrol, and it actually turns out to be about the same price as buying a gallon. So there is one store in my area that offers it, and it's about 10 miles from here, so I'll probably go there sometime this week. All right, so I'm kind of just trying to cover the canvas with a nice base of white. I'm going to get myself some paper towels. So I'm going to be using just about all the basic colors of the rainbow, and I'm going to be trying to keep all the colors, similar colors, together. Now I've got the purple in the center, and I do have a little bit of purple with silver. It'll be interesting because I have my ring light on, but I have it pointed in that direction because it can create quite a bit of reflection. And at this point, I am not sure if I'm adding enough paint here. Okay. Now last time I did this, the red was very intense, so I'm just going to put just a tiny bit of red, and so that the intensity is brought down a little bit. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not mentioning all of my colors at this moment because some of the names have rubbed off of the squeeze bottles, but I will put that in the description. And if you'd like to help out my channel, you can like and subscribe, or you can forward this to a friend if you think that they'd enjoy this video. Now, I'm not too sure where you might be in your fluid art journey, but I do encourage you to give it a try. And I definitely have, I have not had a hobby for ages. And I think my hobbies when I was younger was basically drawing. I also was in drill team in high school, modern dance, and I took a lot of art classes. But it's nice to have something to do that is interesting. I'm learning. Oops, I think there was quite a bit of dry paint on that. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so this one is a little bit low, as you can see. And there was some paint. Ooh, those are little flecks. There's a flecks of dry paint, so I'm going to try to pick those up before I blow this out. And I'm kind of overreacting here, taking a lot out just in case. Okay, I've got the lighter. Aqua green, one of my favorite colors. And I'm not super duper excited about where I'm at right now, because I feel like I should have put a little more paint, because I want to make sure that when I'm blowing out the paint that it reaches to the edges and goes over the sides, so the sides have a nice design as well. And I think I'm being a little cautious on how much paint I drop down. So we'll kind of take this one step at a time. I'm going to see if I have some dark aqua. I do have a little bit of dark aqua, but I am very low. Ooh. Again, as I had shared, I'm all out of Floetrol, so let's see. So it's not ideal, but I do want to get that color in there because it's a real pretty color. All right, so what I really liked with the painting I'm trying to mimic is that all the sides here were just looked like a bunch of petals in this color, and it was very dynamic. What I'm going to do, okay, this is probably purple as well. It's going to give a different look, but I'm going to go ahead and put that out here. I'm going to put purple on the edges, kind of to help the paint flow. Okay, I need to decide what I'm going to do about this right here. I don't have a whole lot of white in this bottle, but I'm going to go ahead and see what I can squeeze out here. Now what I did this Monday through Wednesday is I had about 15 paintings sitting around that I needed to add some spray varnish. So I did that. I have all the equipment to make sure that I'm not breathing in this stuff. I did it outside and it was really great. And I'm going to add a little bit of the purple silver out here, and it's going to give it a different look. However, I just want to make sure there's enough paint again to reach the corners. Okay, so how I'm going to start is first I'm just going to start from the center and blow out to the corners and then fill everything in. And then what I had done with this other painting is I just focused on the center and I blew that out, creating kind of like a flower. So this was kind of, the outside looked like a bunch of blooms or petals, and then the inside was definitely a specific flower. So let's see how that goes. I'll go ahead and use my torch. Now, one thing with this is that it's a little harder to see the bubbles. Some artists will do this. I know that's probably loud, and but they'll do that in the sense to hopefully get rid of any bubbles so they don't surface later. I'm very happy. I think that this is the look I was looking for, where this looks like blooms and this kind of looks like some sort of, I don't know, it's hard to say what does that look like, but I could again focus more time just here in the center and create a flower. And I think I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. What happens, and I've seen this happen before, is kind of the colors in the middle pool and they kind of get heavy. And so I need to decide, what would I like to do with that? Do I want to just go ahead and put more colors down? And I may go ahead and do that. And I think, I really like this. This is kind of like, the pink, the fluorescent pink is mixed with like the orange. I think that looks real pretty. So I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to use the same colors I did initially. Hopefully I'm hitting the center. I don't need a lot of paint. All right, and then I've got the purple silver. Just put a little bit here. Okay, I think I have enough red, but I'll just go ahead and just put just a little itty bit of red. And I don't, it's very overpowering color. This is the Vermillion, and that's pretty overpowering too, so I'll just put a tiny bit. Just a little bit of orange. I don't need a lot. I think I'm going to put a little bit of white on this if there's any left in the squeeze bottle. I'll just put the fluorescent orange around there. There's a tiny bit of yellow. I don't need a lot of that because that can be overpowering as well from just my own experience. All right, okay, and then this green looks really cool. And I guess I could go ahead and I'm just gonna leave it at that and put a little bit of white over everything so that, what happens is some of these colors are going to be transparent and I don't want there to be, I don't want them, all the colors to dry up and disappear. All right, so I put that on low because I don't want the colors to splash, but I think it's gonna be fine to put this on high. So what I'm going to do to help this look more like a flower is I'm going to just go to the center. That didn't come out right. Okay. And I'm not going real straight because I want to convey that, that if it's really straight, it's going to look kind of fake. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and dab that a little bit. And I think what I'll do is, what I have done is I'll put gold right in the middle, and that is an option. But it's tricky because if I use it straight from the bottle, typically the dots are so huge, they look like garbanzo beans. So I'm going to put a little bit here on the paper towel, and I'm going to take this small end, just going to dip it in there and drop it in. Yeah, that's much better. It's not overwhelming, and it still will give the impression of this being pollen. Okay, I'm going to go around the canvas and see, does this make sense the way I'm laying it out? Is it too much? Is it too little? I really think this is cool. I like that there's a little bit of lacing going on. I did not expect that. All right, so I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer. Okay. All right, so there's pretty cool lacing there. I love that. I don't see that too often. And as you can see, I mean, what I really love about this type of blowout is that you can really see some, well, it looks like petals, and so I just think that's the coolest thing. Again, I've shared this before, but it would be near impossible for me to create this with a brush. I mean, it would take hours and hours, and so I'm pretty happy with that. Thank you for joining me today. Make it a creative day.